Well, let's try this. Different phone, different setup, but because things don't break when the weather's nice. I went to fire up the snowblower last night, and it started, and it ran away. You don't have any throttle control, and I think the governor's disconnected. I blame myself. I had this apart in the fall, replaced all the gas lines, and didn't hook something back up properly. So let's see, today's Monday. We're supposed to get snow tomorrow night. It'd be good to get this fixed. So let's get it apart. I've waited till the heat of the day here, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't have heat out here, but hopefully we don't have to take this too far. Famous last words. You can tell that we're serious about the work. We have a flannel on, Carhartts, and a hat. What we're doing here is we're taking off this heater box, because cold weather motors, you don't run a air filter. But you know, the other hassle that you have sometimes with cold weather motors is you can't really tune them up real well, you know, during the summertime. Okay, let me get you in here. Yeah. Okay, so here is our throttle here, and that you can see here, that's not doing nothing. So we got to figure that out. This is just all kinds of great camera work here. So yeah, the throttle linkage isn't doing anything, so I got something hooked up wrong. And that throttle linkage is also tied to the governor. Yeah. It's supposed to be all the way back there. Oh, there's a spring return on here. It isn't springing. Why is that? Because that's supposed to go that direction and then return. If I hold that, then it'll go. That's wide open. Now when you bring it back down, it's supposed to return. And it's not returning. So that's wide open, and that's back open. I wonder if it's not just, wasn't just gummed up on something. We can run it like this. This is the choke. Well, let's just see what happens here. Throttle up a little bit. It's got a key stop on it, so if it, what it did yesterday is it just ran away from me, like no governor at all. Let's see if we can get it going. Full choke. It's cold. way, I think it's just gummed up. Because the governor's back here, and it's got a vane on it. So as the engine RPMs increase, it mechanically forces that vane against the spinning of the motor. It's hooked up on this engine. It's a Tecumseh. I think it's off the cam. A lot of Briggs, they have a flapper on the flywheel side. But then when you drop the throttle down, there's fly weights, right? So as it spins faster, those weights kick out and provides kind of a counter rotation so it doesn't go crazy on you. And then when you throttle down, those weights come in and allows it to slow down a little bit. It's just cold. Let me get it going again. Well, I think we got lucky. Here's the deal. I was kind of adjusting the fuel mix on there a little bit as it was going, and it gets warm. Here's what I think was happening is I think we're going to lubricate this. Let me grab something out of the cabinet. I've got some WD, but now you got to be careful because now that exhaust is hot. You're going to be blasting cleaner around there. Fire extinguisher's over there. But I want to clean that linkage a little bit. I don't think anything was wrong. I don't think anything is hooked up wrong. I just think there's a good chance that things were a little gummy, and when I put it back together, and I had run it, but it just, the throttle just wasn't returning. We're better off now. Get some lube in there. And I think we're going to be okay. It scared the heck out of me last night, because like if you were going to run this like a go-kart or a mini bike or something, what you would do is you would wire that governor wide open. The whole idea of that governor is, it's like when we were putzing on that little Briggs, is it prevents the you see it's cold out here, prevents that motor from running away from you. And on anything like a rototiller, snowblower, lawnmower, generator, any of that stuff, that it runs at a constant speed for a long time. That governor is what keeps it there. And you could hear, as I was adjusting that fuel mix, you could hear that governor kind of as it was trying to settle itself in. And you can see the linkage moving because the governor is hooked up to the throttle on the carb. So what had happened is, for whatever reason, the throttle linkage over here, and see this is all moving really nice and freely now. I'll hit it again with some lube before we button it up. I'm just being careful because that muffler's right there, and rather not light my snowblower on fire. The governor was just stuck. Yeah, it could have just been because it's cold. You know, the last time that I worked on this was around Thanksgiving time. It was kind of nice out. I don't know. Could have been a million years ago. No, it was one of those fall weekends because I took the generator out and got that cleaned up. And because, you know, stuff like this, it never breaks except when you really need it. So I was fortunate last night. We only had a dusting of snow, and I wasn't stuck trying to shovel 6 inches of heavy wet crap off the driveway. So, well, I think we're going to call that a win. That feels better. Things are moving the way they ought to. You know, it's an old snowblower. It's an old Aaron's. But it runs great, and you could see that wasn't staged. That was a first pull start. And, you know, it's probably 15, 20 degrees out here. But just with a little bit of choke, hit it with the primer, and all that primer does, and you might have seen it dripping out the carb here, is it just, the primer just shoots gas straight into the carb so that it does exactly what it says. It primes the system so that the motor's got a bit more, has got fuel in the cylinder, because it's a gravity feed system. Well, there's no fuel pump, so if there's no fuel in the cylinder to kick it over, you can pull your arm off and you're not going to get it started, especially when it's cold. So, well, let's call that a win. I'm going to fire it up one more time before I put it together, but pretty happy with that, and we'll be coming back soon with some new stuff. I know I've been saying that. I got sick for a little while, and between work and then, you know, we've got a new 3D printer in the shop, and I've been learning how to use that, and got the CAD up and running, a couple different really kind of cool consumer end solutions for that. I'm not looking to start a business, but part of that is I was doing some gifts, and I wasn't going to show you that because the people that are getting them haven't gotten them yet. So haven't really done too many adventures with the 3D printer yet, but that is yet to come. All right, I am getting cold. I'm going to button this thing up, and take care of yourself. Be careful out there. Peace.